You're probably wondering, where are this guy's shoes? Well, in today's episode, I'll be sharing why I love to go barefoot and all the things you're missing out on. So stay tuned. Hey guys, Matty Beard back again, sharing more tips and tricks to uplive your life. Back when the popular book Born to Run came out, there was craze for everything barefoot. People started to realize that we should be more connected to the earth and the ground that we walk on. Although this was a great realization, many people went ahead with little to no true understanding of what it means to walk and run barefoot. People believed we could return to activities such as walking and running without the large heel commonly seen in today's shoes. The reason behind this large heel is because of a brilliant man who did not fully understand the fundamentals of running, yet came to the conclusion that runners tend to spend more time on their toes, so by designing a shoe with a larger heel, he gave his wearers an advantage over anyone not wearing the shoe. Now, of course, this wasn't the case, but the people bought into the idea the way they would with any new fad. And today, there are companies around the world that have successfully changed the way we walk and run as humans. This brings me back to how a book changed the way we view being barefoot. As I began to mention earlier, we quickly reverted back to the barefoot way, and many manufacturers responded by making all sorts of minimalist type shoes that brought us as close to the barefoot experience as possible. Unfortunately, we had already changed the way we were walking and running due to the cushion style shoe. To change back, we would need some serious relearning of how the foot truly works. Now, the natural motion for the foot is very complex, but like the rest of this amazing design that we call the human body, there is a very good reason it was designed this way. One of the reasons we have so many issues with our knees and hips these days is because of the cushion style shoe. It has made most people lazy despite keeping people on their toes, literally. Now let's take a look at this for a moment. The way we naturally prevent knee and hip injury is our ability to use the large range of motion within our foot that acts as a supporting spring. This means that when we take a step or jump, we land on our toes and the impact is absorbed by the few inches of space left to travel before hitting the ground. This is also assuming that you have sufficient muscle built up in the foot to support this kind of movement. I would highly recommend to anyone trying a barefoot run for the first time to go light and be kind to yourself. It forces you to use different muscles than you might be used to, especially if you're a heavy heel-to-toe runner. So if this is something new to you, then go slow and make sure to stretch properly before you run. Now, I'm sure some of you out there are asking that obvious question. Doesn't that hurt your feet? Running and walking barefoot all the time? Aren't you worried you're going to step on something sharp? Well, to answer that, I'd like to say I generally don't worry about stepping on sharp objects. That being said, I do tend to walk slower and be more mindful of the ground and my surroundings. I think being barefoot forces you in a way to pay more attention. But hey, that's just part of the grounding process. So I'd like to share a quick analogy I have about wearing gloves. Imagine for a minute you're someone who works with your hands and wears gloves every single day. Now imagine one day you forget your gloves and have to work without the protection. Of course, by the end of the day, your hands would hurt and be sore from working without protection of the gloves. This is the same as wearing shoes. Now, just like the gloves, the same can be said about wearing shoes. And this is one of the reasons why our feet are weak. Now, I'm not going to say to everybody to stop wearing shoes, but I would definitely recommend some barefoot time. Why is that, you might ask? Well, whether you believe it or not, we are all just energy beings made up of the same energy that makes up the earth and everything on it. So without going into too much complexity here, I would like to say that when you walk on the ground without those rubber-lined shoes, you are no longer separated from the earth we stand on and its grounding effects. Feeling the earth and everything it has to offer is an experience I believe everyone deserves. There really is no way to describe how the ground feels beneath one's feet. So I urge you to get out and try for yourself. Now, you don't have to go all out if you're not a runner and don't plan on being the next barefoot advocate in town. But the more you do it and get past the rough parts, the easier and more enjoyable it'll be. Maybe starting off with a walk in the grass would be a great place to begin your barefoot journey. Plus, think of all the other benefits you'll get. When you and your friends are getting chased out of the forest by a moose, no one has time to put on their shoes, you'll have the upper hand. That doesn't actually happen, does it? We're in Canada, eh? Anything's possible. You can walk around quietly and not disturb the wildlife. You can sneak up and spook your friends. Ah! And sometimes you're just gonna step in shit. You get the picture. So there you have it. More than a few reasons to get out and start your barefoot journey today. Just remember, take it easy, take it slow, and enjoy that connection that you'll have with the earth you're walking on. And in no time, you'll be walking on any surface without those soft feet stopping you. So if you enjoyed the episode and you'd like to see more like it, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. As well, if there's anything you'd like to see in the next one, please leave a comment down below. That's it for today. Enjoy your barefoot journey, and I'll see you in the next one. This is the same as wearing shoes.